Happiness is being in the right place at the right time and being where you should be at that time. In any business, you kind of crave something fresh to reignite your passion again.
One day she comes up with this idea and says, wouldn't it be great if I take a group of women somewhere nice and motivate them?
I love Tuscany. So I thought, well, what if I invite women from around the world and they come and they share my villa with me? But I didn't have a house. So I was like, oops. 4 bathrooms are being ripped out and destroyed. Who has a 5-meter counter?
Nobody, just you.
People like working with me. I'm very sweet and nice.
Okay, shall we go? And it's coming down. Come on. Oh man, what a misery. Debbie, you're going to be okay.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I haven't left you for that long.
My only problem is you don't seem to take me seriously.
Why don't you tell them that unless they take you seriously, you're not going to pay them while I'm gone. That will get their
So how
attention.
do I say that in Italian? We're not paying you if you don't take me seriously.
No soldi.
No soldi. Soldi money? No soldi unless you listen to me as a woman. Bloody hell. I'm going back to Canada. Woo!
Oh God. Debs, be safe.
I'm worried about my hair.
Mwah.
Bye.
Love you, dear. Bye. Good luck. And I want to see progress. Lots of it.
This is not what I bought into at all. Bloody hell. It's like a mud bath here because there's nothing to hold all the ground in. This is the first time kind of I'm alone here, which is fine, but it's just the weather's cold, it's winter, it's wet, and it's just mud everywhere. It's like, I'm gonna get a cup of tea.
Montreal is calling. I've got things to take care of there. I really hate leaving her here. The fact that her Italian is so limited is a real issue. So I feel I'm a little torn between where I need to be and where I should be. I'm going to try and be in touch with Debbie as often as I can.
Buongiorno! Buongiorno!
Morning.
Shall we have a look at the barn where you put in the concrete? Well, I've been here now for 2.5 years on this site. I'm the only woman here. It's all blokes, all beautiful Italian men. But we're moving along. It is coming. It doesn't look like it. I actually have 6 months left before this place needs to be completely finished when the ladies start arriving. The work on all 3 buildings has actually come a long way. Quite amazing. Between them, they'll have 14 guest rooms. 14! Well, the old pigsties, they've been completely demolished and rebuilt. These will house 6 gorgeous guest rooms. The old barn, which was just 4 legs and a roof, was knocked down, and now we've built a 2-story building. On the ground floor, there are going to be 3 guest suites, and on the top floor, an enormous living space.
Here we have toilet and bidet,
Okay.
and there we have the shower.
When you're upstairs doing yoga, you're not going to hear shh.
Nothing. No, nothing.
Tell him I don't want to hear.
Non vuole sentire il rumore nei tubi. Sono tubi isolati. They are insulated pipes.
You don't want to be doing your no.
No,
Doppia isolazione.
but you're not doing yoga alone. You will have all your guests doing yoga.
Yes, but
nobody
somebody
will
may be having a pool downstairs. My only worry here is this shower is quite tight.
Yeah.
What if we take out the bidet and I get a bigger shower?
Italians and the French and so on will love to have a bidet.
So
and if you have guests
Okay.
that are not Americans or English, they will be a little bit concerned on not having a bidet.
So does Raoul think everybody should have a bidet?
Yeah.
La doccia è grande.
One for Balco, none for Debbie this time. which is the old villa, will house 5 guest rooms. It still has a long way to go, but it is coming together. So this is kind of one of the entrances. I mean, there's a few, but this was actually full of rubble when we found the house, and we dug it all out and we found this beautiful arch, very typical of this area. And you'll see these kind of concave ceilings in castles and things. And I really love this. We've restored the whole thing. And when the lights are in, it'll kind of shine over it. And then you kind of walk in, morning, buongiorno. You walk into the kind of the main salone, as they call it here. And the salone is where the stables were. So where we are now this is finished. People think it's not, but we've really left a lot of the arches alone so that they can be very natural and real. Ceilings are all finished. This was a massive job. So you've got old materials and modern, which is really what I'm doing here. The staircase, you can see, is floating, which I really love. So we've got all the exterior doors, that's why I can live here, but we haven't yet actually chosen the doors we're going to put on the inside, because I'm not sure whether to do them really modern or whether to do them traditional old doors. So there's no doors. You've got a bedroom and a bathroom, and if you want to go to the loo, you just pray that one of these many, many men won't walk in. And I think they're more frightened of seeing me on the loo than I am. They're terrified. So this is the very top of the house. It's kind of the 4th level up. And this is where the farmers would have lived. We found out there were 16 people here about 30 years ago living just on this floor. And of course the animals were down here and their heat came up and warmed the people. Tuscan windows aren't always very big, because if you were in the fields all day in this intense heat, the last thing you wanted was great big, glass windows. The new windows are in, but I'm not allowed to change the size. But the ceiling here is the original ceiling. It's all been repaired and put back, but I whitewashed it all to make it very light and open. It's very typical. But the one thing that is finished, nothing else is finished, but the one thing that is done is my bathroom. So freestanding bath, a mirror, again, all these market finds I keep getting. I love the idea of kind of industrial chic, like an architect's stool with the very modern and clean sinks. I just think it looks great. So this is the latest in tiling. This is mosaic tile. Kind of got a bit of a Moroccan flair, and every single tile is kind of different. The first tile I chose was a disaster. It was a handmade hexagonal tile, which is traditional here. I wanted it very, very narrow with a very thin gap. But what happens is they kind of go like this. So you see, everything is off, everything. And he's had a nightmare laying it. See, here it's really thin, then here it's thick. It's kind of really upsetting because I love this tile. I would say we've lost a week. And this isn't just in here. I've got 4 bathrooms like this. Yeah, of course I'm really upset. So 4 bathrooms are being ripped out and destroyed. So this is one of the highlights of the house. This was actually outside originally. Now we've blocked it all in and it's kind of part of the kitchen. This is the original bread oven. This is about 400 years old and it's completely round inside. You could get a whole sheep in there or a cow or something. This sustained generations of farmers and we'll use it. We'll absolutely use it. It's fantastic. But then here's the really modern kitchen. So this has been 2 years' work designing this kitchen and it's not finished yet. It's a design company in Florence who did this kitchen with me, and everybody wants a beautiful kitchen, but more than any other space, they need to work. And there was a lot of criteria we needed. Hey!
Ciao. Buongiorno, come stai?
We needed 2 dishwashers. We wanted a massive industrial stove. Then I wanted a big central island, like a big slab of stone, and I wanted it really, really long. I wanted 20 women perched on stools. I could see them talking and chatting and laughing with their Prosecco and learning how to roll the pasta, and life is wonderful.
I have just made the new version and I hope that this is the final one.
Well, it is. I think we're nearly there. I won't move the fridge anymore.
We have to discuss about a lot of things.
Okay.
First of all, island.
Yeah. Well, I think the island's good. I mean, that's... Oh, good, you got everything out. So that's the stone.
Yeah, the countertop.
All right. Amazing with the wood, amazing with the steel. I do have like one little thing. So this morning I was measuring out, and you know the whole idea is that these women are going to come in, there's maybe 18 women, 20 women with us, then the chef. So that's quite a lot in a kitchen. So I like the idea that they're all marauding around this island, they're watching the chef, they're drinking Prosecco, they're chatting, you know, kind of thing women do. But I think the island should be bigger. I think the island should really, you know, it'd be amazing. It's like a major feature. It comes like that.
Are you sure?
Just one half of it is seating, you know, that I can poke underneath so we don't have stools all over the place.
I think that we are very close to the door. So don't you think that it would be better if we eliminated this part and we made it a little bit smaller?
No. I think if we add on another half a meter.
So we arrive approximately to 5 meter.
5 meter counter. Who has a 5 meter counter?
Nobody, just you. but I think that it's too long, 5 meters countertop. You laugh, but I'll cry.
All right. Bedroom, what's the bedroom? Camera?
Sì.
Which one?
Speak portoghese.
Portuguese? No, I don't speak Portuguese. I'm struggling with Italian.
L'italiano di Debbie è come il mio inglese. Riscaldamento.
Scattamento?
Scaldamento.
Impianto di
Cold e freddo?
Caldo e freddo. Ci capiamo, con qualche difficoltà, ma ci capiamo. Il modello che ci vuole, gli interruttori.
Ok, sì.
Riporto subito.
Okay. No, I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue what they're saying.
Scusi, Fulvio.
Okay, he's going to show me because
Fulvio, I don't, io non capito, in italiano. Allora, come puoi fare questo pulsante?
Dal quadro. If you want to disconnect the master switch, l'interruttore lo metti on e lo switch non lavora più.
Fantastic. Okay, problem solved, Debbie.
Okay.
Also, Fulvio looks way too happy.
Non ho capito.
It's really, the language issue is a real issue. Because even if you speak perfectly, you still need to repeat yourself ad nauseum. Very frustrating. And Debbie doesn't understand.
I think this is something quite important.
They nod and smile, and then they turn around saying, I have no clue what she's talking about.
Well, I'm not doing this today.
We both know now the term lost in translation.
I think he's ashamed of the fact I can't pick up languages because he picks them up like this. For me, it's just that part of the brain I think is just not there. Finestra.
Questa è una finestra.
Questa è una finestra.
Esatto. E questa?
Marito.
Marito?
Sì. Marito.
Questo è tuo marito?
Rosso marito.
Io penso che questo è tuo marito.
Oh, marito. Okay, that's husband. It's a
Right.
car, and it's a car.
Sì.
Right. I always get those little
Maybe macchina?
Macchina.
Macchina.
Not marito. So I'm racing back. I've been in school all morning. I sit in class doing my verbs, and all I'm doing is like, how many windows do I need? Is the guy going to turn up for the lighting tomorrow? By the time I get across that valley, all the guys are eating lunch, and the problems have happened. So because this has changed, we have to go back to the community.
We move further out these 2 windows, and we add 1 window on this side. It wasn't an original plan. For this reason, we have to go back to the commune.
And how long is that going to take? Another 20 years?
More or less.
I'll be dead by the time this property is finished. There is a permit for every single stage of this property, and each permit is a job. So basically you apply to change this, to put a window here, to put, nothing inside, everything on the outside.
The changing needs to have it approved. Then we will see what happens.
The first thing Borco said is, this is not what you're used to. This is a game. You have to deal with the local permit office, then it has to go to Siena, and then you wait 60 days, and then it has to go back.
You remember we spoke about the rapport between 1/8 of the surface needs to be glass. And this is not enough, the entrance door.
To be a PhD to do all this. It hasn't stopped raining now for over a month. They can't finish some of the plumbing because the plumbers can't work in this. Seriously, I would have died. Buongiorno. It's really depressing because you can't sleep and list after list after list of stuff to do, and then stuff goes wrong. So you're sorting the stuff that goes wrong out so you don't get to your list. And it's been a while since Hans has been here. To be alone here is also very difficult because you're okay during the day because you've got all these guys around, big burly men, but it's very quiet at night and you hear every sound and it's dark and, you know, it's like, what if somebody breaks in? So it's kind of scary to be by myself. Every house, I think, has a personality and breathes different noises and creaks and sounds. And this is a 13th century building. There's a lot of history in this building, but it is a happy house, and the villagers actually call it the happy house. Here you're restoring a 13th century property from the ground up. And so yes, it's hard work, but it's so exciting. Everywhere I go, my floors are cardboard rugs. And I'm tired of walking on grit. The stone floors where the animals were, which are about 12 inches thick, they have to come out because they're completely destroyed by the animals. I want to buy old flooring again, and that's going to be a massive expense. I want the kind of stone you get in palazzos in the south. And there are architectural salvage places that take this stone, clean them up, and then sell them to mugs like me at great cost. One of the best in the country is a place called L'Aquili. Just walking from the car, look at it, it's absolutely amazing. They have everything from stone flooring that's come out of town squares or old farms. They've got windows, doors, they've got stone sinks. They've got pillars and arches. They've got everything you could imagine that's being restored. And they sell stone in pallets. But it was really funny because while I was there, 2 monks walk in. Like real monks in the brown gowns and the whole thing. Buongiorno.
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 Debbie. Nice to see you.
Oh, grazie.
How are you?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
So you're shopping like me. So you're not taking out the stone and selling to him. And he's selling to me. I know these tricks.
No, I buy.
I hope the Pope knows what you're doing.
Don't sell. I came just to take some pieces for the floor of the church. Siccome per la chiesa vorrei prendere qualcosa appunto fatto bene. We restored many monasteries, different kind of monasteries.
Do you negotiate? Do you I bet you get a better price than me. You know, it was amazing. It wasn't only me, this foreigner coming in buying this old. You know, they are trying to restore some of their old buildings, and so it was quite magical to be hanging out with the monks. Marcello, what I really like is what you've got in your entrance.
Yeah.
What kind of stone is that?
That is a white stone, actually from the south of Italy, and it's called Trani.
Trani. So my thing is, I'd like all big pieces, like this one here. See, I love that. I don't want small ones like that, you know, all kind of broken up. See, look at this one. This is gorgeous. So, I mean, I'd love the whole living room to be like massive. You know, just... Yes, no?
Well, you know, each palette has different size, so
I'm sure everybody asks you the same thing, right?
So.
So I'm the most difficult, right?
Well, you are not easy, I have to tell you. I mean, she's a sort of difficult because, I mean, the flooring is ancient flooring, dismantled from a house, and it comes as it was originally in the past, so I don't know really what to do.
Could I open up these pallets and then, like, divide them all up and then say, I want all the big ones and then leave you the small bits?
let me ask my
Look,
boss
we can but
first.
try.
Okay.
Look how they've packed it. So beautifully done. Oh, look, they're all arriving. Fantastic.
At least now you only choose the pieces you like. So they are going to open all the pallets and select each single pieces for you.
Each piece of stone takes 2 or 3 men to lift. So we're going to go the ones I want. So this is a good one. C. No. 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 C. And I ended up 8 hours doing this. Actually, no.
No?
No. It was a little poco one. Apart from the stone in the house, the kitchen really is super important to me. So it's got to be right. The countertop, which is huge and extremely heavy, it's arriving any minute. There'll be a big truck with a load of guys. It took about 20 men, sweating in the heat, lifting this thing. And they're carrying this thing that weighs tons, and they put the 2 pieces in, and then they stick them together. And it's too big.
Why? No.
It looked like a runway on an airport. And then out it went. Well, David kept saying at the beginning, it's too big, it's too big.
Sometimes she likes one thing, and the next day she likes completely another one.
Yeah, he said, yeah, it's not going to work. But it was completely my fault. Do you want some ice cream?
Io prendo il
This is our money for today. Grazie.
Brutta, 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 brutta.
Sì, tutto brutto così.
And this girl says, if you ever come to Italy, are you ready for this? Are you ready?
No, dovete sostituirlo voi.
12 weeks left, and I'm not ready.